I'm at a train station. I tap my hand to the reader because my Opal card is inside my hand. I hear a sound familiar to Sydney commuters, a low beep, a red light, declined. I tap my hand again, same thing. Now let me explain. A few months earlier, I had the chip from an Opal card implanted under my skin. It's very small, about the size of my thumbnail, and I used it to ride the trains every day. Tapping on, tapping off, paying my fares just like everyone else. But Transport for New South Wales had found my chip in their system and switched it off remotely without telling me. They had, and I love this term, bricked my hand. $30 of credit trapped under my skin forever. All right, you might hear this story and say, well, that's what you get for putting a train ticket in your hand. Fair enough. But I couldn't stop thinking about how a government agency had reached inside my body and switched something off without warning me, without telling me. And that's when a question landed that I haven't been able to shake since. When technology is a part of your body, who actually controls it? Before they bricked it, I'd been fined. I was riding a train, ticket inspectors doing their rounds. I tapped my hand to the device. It said, valid tap on, credit on the card. The inspector looked at his scanner and looked at my hand and said, wow, that's crazy. And then proceeded to fine me twice. One was for riding without a valid ticket. One was for failing to produce a ticket. Something you can't do when your ticket's under your skin. The system confirmed I'd paid and punished me anyway. This should have been straightforward. You paid, the machine says you paid, end of story. But it wasn't, because the law had no framework for this. No one had ever been in the position I was in. So I took it to court. And I lost. Appealed, and then won, sort of. The judge agreed I'd clearly paid my fare, but I still had to pay $1,000 in court costs. And my lawyer said something that I can't stop thinking about. If Australia had a Bill of Rights, you'd probably have had an instant win. We don't have one. And the Human Rights Commissioner said something really strange. He said that if I died with the chip in my body, Transport for New South Wales could theoretically claim my body as their property. A government transport card could give a bureaucracy claim over my corpse. Don't worry, I'm in no hurry to test that one out. Now, imagine a world where before any of this had happened, someone had asked the question, what rights do people have over the technology in their body? If that question had been asked in law, in policy, in the design of the system, none of this would have ever happened. The tap would have been valid, the fare would have been paid, and we could have all just gone on with our lives. But that question wasn't asked. Not for me, not for anyone. My lawyer called my case the thin end of the wedge. And he was right. Because while I was dealing with a $30 train ticket, a company called Second Sight was selling people bionic eyes, retinal implants. They gave sight to people that had none. And then the company went bankrupt. And 350 people were left with dead video cameras in their eyes. No support, no repairs, no one to call. The implants are still in their eyes, but the company is gone. Here's the thing. We have language for this. You've heard of the right to repair. The idea that if you buy a tractor or a phone, that you have the right to fix it without asking the manufacturer's permission. And this movement is winning. Legislation is passing around the world, and Australia is a part of that conversation. But no one is asking the next question, which is, do we have the right to repair when the thing we want to fix is under our skin? Right to repair doesn't stop at the skin. We need the right to control, maintain, and understand the technology inside our body. Not just the technology we own, the technology we are. This isn't about me and my train ticket. It's about the person sitting in this room with a pacemaker, the kid that will get a cochlear implant next year, and eventually, the person with a neural interface. And it gets me thinking what thriving actually means, the theme of today. Thriving means directed growth. It means flourishing. Flourishing doesn't happen when a company can switch off your hearing because you violated their terms of service. And it doesn't happen when bankruptcy can leave you in the dark, literally. Flourishing happens when your body belongs to you, when the technology inside you serves you, not a shareholder, not a terms of service agreement, and not a bureaucrat at a transport agency. Before you leave this room, decide something. Your body is not a product. It is not a subscription. It is not for sale or to be rented, tracked, or quietly taken away from you. It is yours. And that truth doesn't defend itself. So don't just agree with it. Act on it. Challenge what violates it. Refuse what diminishes it. Support those fighting for it. Build a world where this is non-negotiable. Because this only stays true if we make it true together for all of us. Thank you.